Welcome to another LinkedIn series. This is the third LinkedIn series. Here we are going to be talking about LinkedIn visibility strategy, right? So you're welcome. My name remains Vivian, Global HR and LinkedIn Optimization Expert. You can connect with me on Instagram at career visibility underscore club at career underscore visibility underscore club. So let's progress. Now, LinkedIn visibility. When I talk about LinkedIn visibility, I'm not just talking about the promise of being seen. You actually want to be seen and you want to be remembered for something. You want to be known for something. You don't just want to show up on LinkedIn and show up for nothing. You want to show up to the right people and you want to also show up in such a way that the right people get to know what you do, right? So I'm going to be talking about LinkedIn visibility strategies. In another video, I'll walk you through how to get your LinkedIn Top Voice badge. But here I'll be talking about LinkedIn visibility strategies and metrics that you should not ignore when you talk about LinkedIn, right? So bonus would be creating an irresistible brand. I'll actually create another video for you on that, right? So first and foremost, let's talk about what LinkedIn visibility is. On LinkedIn, if you want to be visible, you need to be consistent. Yes, you need to show up consistently. You cannot decide not to show up and then think that you'll be visible. In fact, the idea of visibility sits heavily on being able to show up, right? So you have to be consistent with showing up on the platform. Then not only showing up, like I said, it's not only about being seen. You want to be remembered for something. So that is why you now have to be consistent using the right visibility strategy. Now, when you put these two together, it gives you a career growth, right? Now, also you want to understand what your trust score is. On LinkedIn, nobody is going to care about you if you are not known to be an expert in a particular field. So you need to be able to build your trust score. Are you credible enough for people to believe you? Are you credible enough for people to like trust that you can deliver on a certain thing? Now, under LinkedIn visibility, I'm going to be talking about three different things. I'll talk about posting strategy, commenting strategy, and connection strategy. Remember, you have to show up consistently, but you need to show up using these three strategies. Before you start showing up, your profile has to be optimized. That's the first step. Now, after being optimized, the next thing is connecting with people. Who Then the question then is, who are you connecting to? You don't connect to every Tom, Dick, and Harry. You don't connect to just your friends or people that you're acquainted with. If you do that, then you're not going to be growing your network the way you should be growing your network. And that is why for you to connect, before you come on LinkedIn, you need to understand your LinkedIn goal. When you understand what you're on LinkedIn for, then it's easier for you to know who you are supposed to be connecting with. If your LinkedIn goal, for instance, is to, you know, let's just give you an example. Vivian is an HR person, but is also very much interested in starting up her own startup. And in starting up her own startup, I need to start looking for investors, right? Now, in looking for investors, my LinkedIn goal has shifted from just being on LinkedIn because I'm an HR person and I want to start recruiting, or because I'm an HR person and I'm looking for my next clients that I'm going to walk through how to optimize their LinkedIn profile. No, that's not just about it. I'm also going to have to now start to re-strategize on being on LinkedIn, looking for who I'm going to connect with, investors, who are my investors, what industry do they belong in. By the time I map out all these things, then I can easily go on LinkedIn and search for them. So you see that connection is not just about um sending someone a connection request. You need to understand what your goal is on LinkedIn. You need to be able to draft out who your target audience is, and you need to be able to send them a connection request by searching for them on LinkedIn. If, for instance, you are somebody that is interested in freelancing and you want to earn in foreign accounts, now your LinkedIn goal is to come on LinkedIn, get foreign jobs, and earn in foreign accounts. So if you're a freelancer, right you're a freelance writer, it will not make sense if you are connecting to people in Nigeria, because people in Nigeria is not going to give you foreign currency to earn. You are going to earn in naira if you are connecting with Nigerians, and this is Nigerians that are seeing that you are a very good writer. So do you understand how this works now? So for LinkedIn, you have to be able to connect with your right audience. So I'm going to be going back and forth between here and LinkedIn so that we understand exactly what I'm talking about. Now that is for connection strategy. Now the next is your posting strategy. Now once you've created a very beautiful profile, your profile is optimized, the keywords are perfect and all. The next is to start sending out connection requests to your target audience. After you start sending out requests to your target audience, the next thing you want to start doing is that you personally have to start posting on the platform. Remember, you want to be seen. You cannot be seen if you're not doing anything, right? So you need to start posting on the platform. Now, for you to post on the platform, you need to take note of how to structure your content appropriately. Like I said, I'm going to be going between here and LinkedIn. So when you get to LinkedIn here, you want to now structure your post. If you take a look at the post that appears here, you are going to first of all see the name, the picture, first two lines, and the media. Same thing across board. Name, picture, first two lines, media. We keep on scrolling, name, first line, second line, and then media, right? Now, what does this tell you? It lets you know that when you are going to have to write something on LinkedIn, you need to take very important notice of this first line, because that is what is going to determine if somebody wants to stop and click on more on your post. So first things first, you should take note when you're structuring your content on LinkedIn is ensure that your hook, that is anything that you're going to use as your first line or your header, is captivating, is attention grabbing. What you can do is you can learn from people that run blogs. You know how they use clickbait to capture people. You can try that on your post and see how well your post impression will increase. Right now, that is one way to go about it. Another way to go about it is to use negative headlines. Negative headlines simply means, human beings were attracted to negative things. Trying to hear that 5 people were drowned, you want to click on more to see what happened, why they drowned. But if you see that 5 people were promoted, okay, they were promoted, you are moving on to the next story. So a lot of people are very much drawn to negative headlines. So when you use headlines like 5 things I regret after pursuing a career in HR, people want to click to say, you're an HR person, why will you be seeing this kind of thing on LinkedIn? What did you regret? Right? So if you use this kind of words or this kind of headlines, then people will definitely want to stop and read. Other examples can be mistakes you're currently making that is costing you. Don't do this if you're just starting out as a project manager. Must see for every entry level graduate that wants to make it within the first 6 months of being in the job market. I finally discovered this after 6 years of XYZ. I wish I knew this 3 years back. Things you are doing wrong that is making you lose so and so amount. Things you shouldn't do if you want to scale in Nigeria. What you are doing, untold secrets about XYZ. If you use all these kind of headlines, then it will definitely help you, increase your impressions. Another is when you call your target audience by their names. If, for instance, I want to speak to women and I say every woman should read this, if I'm a woman, I want to definitely stop to read it. Now, that's the first thing you need to take note of for your content headline. Now, the next thing is congratulations, you have been able to capture people's attention. The next thing is your media. Make sure that for every post that you make, you attach a media, either a picture, a video, a document, whatsoever you're trying to do on LinkedIn. Make sure that as far as it is a post, you attach a media. Because if, for instance, you just you just write your first, second line as usual, click on more, all of this is going to be gone, and then the next is the next post. So if you don't have any media, it's easy for people to scroll past your post and it gets lost, your post impression will be very low and you don't want that. So now you've gotten people to click on more. The next thing that you should take note of is how you structure your post. Is it readable? Can people easily skim through it? You must ask this question at the back of your mind. If it's going to be a chunk of block of text without white spaces are these lines in between, then it's a problem. You need to be able to structure your text in such a way that people are willing to skim through it. Use bullet points. Bullet points is very helpful. A lot of people don't like to read. They just like to skim, pick the points and move on. So by the time you use bullet points, it's easier to do that. Also, your bullet points must not necessarily be numbers. You can use emojis. If you click on your keyboard, Windows and period, the emoji um word is going to appear to you. So you can actually use any emoji of your choice. So this is something that you should take note of in structuring your content. Next thing is make sure that you leave a call to action at the end of your text. Never ever write a text without write a post without leaving, what's it called? A call to action. It's not going to help you. So make sure you do that, right? And finally, I'm going to say that you should use creative storytelling. Be very creative with the way you create put up your post. A lot of people love to read engaging information. So make your post to be very engaging. So this is for content structuring. Now, the final thing is on engagement. Now, congratulations, you've made your post. How do you ensure that you have engagement on your post? Now, first things first, if you adhere to all of what I have said so far, it will be easy for your post impression to increase. Post impression simply means number of people that views your post, either unique viewers or not. That is post impression. Now, the next thing is how can you get engagement? How can you make sure that after you make your post, people can like, people can comment, people can repost, people can send to somewhere. Now, what you can do is before you make your post, before you start making your post on LinkedIn, let's say 10 minutes before you do that, go to other people that you're connected with, go to their post and engage. It's what it does is that the algorithm will start seeing that you are active. So that when you make your post, it's not like, oh, it's just another dormant account. The algorithm can actually read that you are actually active on the platform. Now, once you've done that, you've created your post. Under your own post, in your own comments, create comments. You understand? Leave comments there. You can leave about 2, 3, or 4 comments, different random things. It must not necessarily be related to your post. But leave comments that are very engaging. You can ask your audience some questions there and ask them to answer you in the comment section. This is going to drive engagement. Right? So these are the things that you can do to start boosting your engagement and post impressions. Now, still on engagement, it's always advised that on LinkedIn, you engage with other people's posts. In fact, I did an experiment that on LinkedIn, for the first 2 days, I engaged. And then the next 2 days, I did not engage, I only posted. And the difference was very clear. My analytics spiked when I was only engaging than just posting. So by the time you engage with other people's posts, what it does is that it makes your profile to be visible not just to that person that made the post, but to every other person that engaged on that person's post. For instance, you see that this particular post by ZTT group, right, has over 180 likes and 3 reposts. If I come under here and comment on this type of post, what will happen is that ZTT group will see my comments and all these 180 people will also see my comments. That is how it happens. So imagine that I have 180 people seeing my name already and becoming visible to people. And if I drop a very intelligent comment there, it will also make at least 10 people from this 180 people to go and check my profile to see whether, they can do something with me or out of just mere curiosity. Now, another way you can drag attention is by the time you have somebody, for instance, now this person has over 1,466 comments, right? And over 918 comments. Do you see the massive engagement? So this person is actually somebody that is on the platform consistently, and that is why this person can have such a wide number of this thing. What you can do is, rather than just commenting under Kegan's post, you can come to somebody else's post. For instance, Victory now has made a post and respond under Victory's post. What you're doing here is that Victory is going to take note of you, Kegan will take note of you, and every other of the 1,466 persons on this post will take note of you. So that is how to go about engagement. And finally, I want to give you a hack about engagement. In order to boost your engagement, you can look for top creators like Tony Elumelu. So these are people that even if they don't say anything or they just put up a picture on their post, you see a lot of people that will definitely comment, and you can see he has over 1 million followers. That is massive. Now just see a particular post is gathering over 4,000 engagements. Now all of these people are not necessarily here. They are here for visibility. Let me click on one so that you can see what I mean. Now, this is a particular post about Tony congratulating Esther on something that she must have done, right? Now, under the post, you can see a lot of congratulations going on here and whatnot. You can see that Victory that we saw the other time. Victory is also here congratulating. And basically, just so you understand, a lot of people here are coming here to sell. If you continue checking through this and this thing, you can see this person is putting up a link here. So just take it at the back of your mind that if you come under this kind of post of top creators that have wide number of people, large number of people following them, and drop a comment there, you are going to be visible to all of these people that are on his post. So this is something you should take note of, when it comes to LinkedIn visibility. Now let's head back to our slides. Now let's take a look at content that you should take note of on LinkedIn. There are three different types of content. There's the motivational content, there's the informational content, and then there's the action-oriented content. The next question will be, which of these content actually do so well? Motivational content really it's doing amazing on the platform. It's used mostly by thought leaders, right? And it does amazingly well. For instance, on Mondays, there's a lot of thoughtful Monday posts going around, Monday motivations and all of that. It does well. People engage and move on, right? Informational content is the next that does amazingly well. Example of this is, when people are putting tips or helpful content around things that they do. So a lot of people will find this very interesting because they want to learn from industry experts. They want to learn from people that they feel have experience in that field and whatnot. So they'll most likely yearn for it. Then the last is action-oriented content. Action-oriented content here, we're talking about content where people in sales and they are trying to use this to like make a sales or bring something to someone's attention. They are trying to build a list. They are trying to do different things. So they use action-oriented content. So this type of content ends with call to actions like sign up for more, buy this, click on this link to register and whatnot. Now, the reason why this one does not do so well is because when you put up links like this on your profile, on your post, LinkedIn sees it as though you're trying to compete with the algorithm because they do LinkedIn ads. So why would they promote your post when you can as well come and purchase from them and they also benefit? So because of this, the algorithm will restrict your post to the number of people it shows it to, right? So the question then will now be, how can you navigate this situation? You can do this by going to your comment section to drop your links. So rather than dropping your links in the normal post, just go under your comment section and drop your link. So in your normal post, you can drop a call to action, check the comment section for the link to register, and then you drop your link there. So this is how to go about your LinkedIn visibility wholesomely on LinkedIn. First and foremost, you must have a profile that is very optimized. The keywords are intact. Then you go about connecting with your target audience. You need to identify who your target audience are and connect with them. Then you need to start posting consistently on the platform. The best times to post on LinkedIn is in the early hours of the day and late hours of the evening. Early hours between the hours of 8 to about 10 p.m. and late hours within the time frame of 6 p.m. to about 10 p.m. So you take note of that. Also on LinkedIn, for you to thrive well, you need to be in a community. You know, a, any human cannot really succeed if they are doing life on their own. So you need to actually be in a community. What kind of community? You need to join groups on LinkedIn. Join, you know, for instance, I'm building a community of career professionals that are very much interested in grooming their career. So you can join a community like mine at career_visibility_club on LinkedIn, and you are automatically going to be in a community. Also have a WhatsApp group where you can join, and then we'll talk about things relating to growing and improving your career on LinkedIn. So these are ways to go about it. Then let's go to the next thing. The next thing is getting your top voice badge. I'm going to be talking about getting your top voice badge and understanding LinkedIn metrics in one video. So see you in the next video. Thanks.